Hello students, this is your economics teacher INR. I hope you are well and utilizing the time wisely.
Today in this class, we are going to revise chapter 2, consumption analysis, 1 marks, 2 marks, finally 5 marks. Firstly, let us revise 1 mark questions. Student, take the page number 50. Question number 1. Pick the odd one out. Agricultural goods. Question number 2. Choice is always constrained or limited by the dash of our resources, scarcity. Question number 3. The chief exponent of the cardinal utility approach was Marshall. Question number 4. Marginal utility is measured by using the formula of TUN minus TUN minus 1 or total utility for n commodity minus total utility for n minus 1 commodity. Question number 5. When marginal utility reaches 0, the total utility will be maximum. Question number 6. Cosen's first law is known as law of diminishing marginal utility. Question number 7. The basis for the law of demand is related to law of diminishing marginal utility. Question number 8. The concept of consumer surplus is associated with Marshall. Question number 9. Given potential price is rupees 250 and the actual price is rupees 200. Find the consumer surplus is 50. That is 250 minus 250. Formula for consumer surplus is equal to potential price minus actual price. Question number 10. Indifference curve approach is based on ordinal approach. Question number 11. The concept of elasticity of demand was introduced by Alfred Marshall. Question number 12. Increase in demand is caused by higher subsidy. Question number 13. The movement on or along the given demand curve is known as extension and contraction of demand. Question number 14. In case of relatively more elastic demand, the shape of the curve is flatter. Question number 15. A consumer is in equilibrium when marginal utilities from two goods are equal. Question number 16. Indifference curve was first introduced by Edgeworth. Question number 17. Elasticity of demand is equal to 1 indicates unitary elastic demand. Question number 18. The locus of the points which gives same level of satisfaction is associated with indifference curve. Question number 19. Ordinal utility can be measured by ranking. Question number 20. The indifference curve are negatively sloped. Next, you are going to revise 2 more question. Question number 20. Define utility. Utility is the capacity of a commodity to satisfy human wants. In the ordinary language, utility means usefulness. In economics, utility is defined as the power of a commodity or services to satisfy a human wants. Utility is a subjective or psychological concept. The same commodity or services gives different utilities to different peoples, so utility depends on the consumer and his need for the commodity. Question number 21. Mention the classifications of wants. In economics, wants are classified into 3 types, viz. Necessaries, comforts and luxuries. Question number 22. Name the basic approaches to consumer behavior. There are 2 basic approaches to the study of consumer behavior or demand theory. The first approach is the cardinal utility analysis or marginal utility analysis or Marshallian utility analysis. The second approach is the indifference curve approach, which uses the idea of comparable utilities or ordinal utility or ordinal ranking. Question number 23. What are the degrees of price elasticity of demand? There are 5 degrees of price elasticity of demand. First, perfectly elastic demand. Second, perfectly inelastic demand. Third, unitary elastic demand. 4, relatively elastic demand. 5th, relatively inelastic demand. Question number 24. State the meaning of indifference curve. An indifference curve is the locus of different combinations of two commodities giving the same level of satisfaction. In other words, indifference curve means all those combinations of any two goods which gives equal level of satisfaction to the consumer. Write the formula of consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is equal to what a person is willing to pay minus what he actually does pay, or consumer surplus is equal to potential price minus actual price. Question number 26. What are giffen goods? The giffen goods or inferior goods is an exception to the law of demand. When the price of an inferior goods falls, the poor will buy less and vice versa. Sir Robert Giffen discovered that the poor people will demand more of inferior goods if their price rise and demand less if their price fall. Inferior goods are those goods which people buy in larger quantities when they are poor and in small quantities when they become rich. For example, poor people spend the major part of their income on coarse grains or inferior goods, examples ragi or cholam, and only a small part on rice. When the price of coarse grains rises, they will buy less rice. To fill up the resulting gap, more of coarse grains have to be purchased. Thus, the rise in the price of coarse grains results in the increase in quantity of coarse grains purchased. This is called Giffen paradox. In these cases, the law of demand has an exception. Finally, we will revise 3-mark questions. Question number 27. Describe the features of human wants. There are 7 feature or characteristics of human wants. Wise. First, wants are unlimited. Wants become habits and customs. Every want is satiable. Fourth, wants are alternative. Fifth, wants are combinative. Sixth, wants are complementary. Seventh, some wants recur again and again, or wants are requiring. Question number 28. Mention the relationship between marginal utility and total utility. Marginal utility is the addition made to the total utility by consuming one more unit of a commodity. Total utility refers to the sum of utilities of all units of commodity consumed. Relationship between marginal utility and total utility. Marginal utility and total utility. Marginal utility declines, total utility increases. Second point, marginal utility reaches 0, total utility reaches maximum. Third, marginal utility becomes negative, total utility becomes declines. Question number 29 and 33. Explain the concept of consumer equilibrium with a diagram. Students, take the page number 47. Consumer equilibrium. The consumer reaches equilibrium at the point where the budget line is tangent on the indifference curve. T is the point of equilibrium as budget line AB is tangent on indifference curve IC3. The upper IC or indifference curve, which implies a maximum possible level of satisfaction. At equilibrium point, the slope of indifference curve refers to MRS XY, that is marginal rate of substitution for X and Y commodity, and the slope of budget line or PL refers to the ratio of price of X to price of Y, that is PX by PY. Therefore, marginal rate of substitution for X and Y commodities is equal to price of X commodity divided by price of Y commodities. Question number 30. Explain the theory of consumer surplus. Meaning of consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is experienced in commodities which are highly useful but relatively cheap. Definition of consumer surplus. According to Alfred Marshall, defines consumer surplus as the excess of price which a person would be willing to pay a thing rather than go without the thing over that which he actually does pay is the economic measures of the surplus satisfaction. It is called as consumer surplus. Formula for consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is equal to potential price minus actual price, or what a person is willing to pay minus what he actually pays. Assumption. Marshall assumed that utility can be measured. Second assumption, the marginal utilities of money of the consumer remains constant. Third assumption, there are no substitutes for the commodity in question. Fourth, the taste, income and character of the consumer do not change. Fifth, utility of one commodity does not depend upon the other commodities. Explanation. Consumer surplus is determined by the potential price of the commodity purchased and the actual price in the market price. Thus, the consumer surplus is difference between the sum of marginal utility, that is the total utility minus the total money spent, or price multiplied by quantity purchased on that commodity. This can be illustrated by the table and diagram. In the diagram 2.3, x-axis shows the amount demanded and y-axis represents the price. DD1 shows the utility which the consumer derives from the purchase of different amounts of commodity. When price is OP, the amount of demanded is OQ. Hence, actual price is OPCA or OP into OQ. Potential price or total utility is ODCQ. Therefore, consumer surplus is equal to ODCQ minus OPCQ is equal to PDC, the shaded area. Criticism. Utility cannot be measured because utility is a subjective or psychological in nature. Second criticism. Marginal utility of money does not remains constant. Third, potential price is internal. It might be known to consumer himself. Question number 31. Distinguish between extension and contraction of demand. The changes in the quantity demanded for a commodity due to the change in its price alone are called extension and contraction of demand. In other words, buying more at a lower price and less at a higher price is known as extension and contraction of demand. The demand curve does not change its position here when change in the demand for a commodity is entirely due to a change in its price. It is called extension or contraction of demand. The extension or contraction in demand are movements on or along the given demand curve. It is shown in figure 2.7. When the price of a good is OP2, demand is OQ2. If the price of goods falls to OP3, demand expands to OQ3. Thus, extension in demand is Q2, Q3. On the other hand, when the price of goods rises to OP1, demand contracts to OQ1. Thus, contraction in demand is QQ1. Question number 32. What are the properties of indifference curve? Indifference curve are subjective and unique to each person. Nevertheless, they have in common the following properties. First properties, indifference curve must have negative slope. Second properties, indifference curve are convex to the origin. Third properties, indifference curve cannot intersect. Fourth properties, indifference curve do not touch the horizontal or vertical axis. That's all for today. We will continue in the next class. Finish the assignment by clicking the link below.